Karim is back again. Since fighting with people on Twitter over Stellar Blade is the most attention he's gotten in a long while. His channel has 2.3 million subscribers.
قلت لك ما تكلموش ما تعرفيش انت ما تنسنيش ما تنسنيش.
This is high quality content creation.
In an attempt to show just how racist the American people are, our brave social justice warrior only succeeds in highlighting how tolerant New Yorkers are of other people's cultures, and how intolerant they are of Americans and American culture and scene.
And his video has done 4K views in a day. He decided to walk the streets of New York to interview people. And guess what he found out? Woke New Yorkers don't like Stellar Blade. What a surprise. The video starts off with two overweight women shaming gamers that might like Stellar Blade. She should be ashamed of her daily calorie intake, while her chubby little friend serves up cholesterol-riddled elf-on-the-shelf makeup vibes, honey.
Drag her. Slay her.
I think it's just men that's never touched a woman in their life not knowing what they look like. And so they're like, this is what women in my video games always looked like.
Oh, yes, of course. Gamers don't know what a real woman looks like and have never touched one. I guess in her world, a woman whose body fat is below 25% is an oddity and not a real woman. Still, it always amazes me to see the most grossly out of shape people reject the idea of physical fitness.
My name is Optimus Prime.
She looks 14.
She looks like she's 16.
She looks like she's 16, huh? On what planet? 16-year-old girls today look like little boys.
How dare you?
And that's why they're all confused about their gender and run around with Z-zer pronouns, you ninny.
Ooh.
I'm gonna show you now a character that is based off of her to look like her in a video game.
I don't think it looks like her. I don't think it's based off of her. I think they kind of missed the mark.
I don't think it looks like her at all.
Her eyes
It's
definitely look bigger.
her eyes are bigger,
And
nose
her
is definitely
face shape,
smaller.
they made her face look just a lot different.
More
yeah.
of like
Yeah.
a V shape, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's up to think that that's like what you consider beautiful versus the original picture of the girl. I feel like just say that's a totally different character than the original. Why say that it's based off of her when it's somebody completely different, you know?
Yeah, definitely more like heart-shaped, whereas before she had quite like a full cheeks, and that was like part of her beauty, but they've just completely erased it.
Away.
I don't know, like they took away like what was unique about her.
I think she was pretty beautiful as she was. This just looks different.
I think that's not right at all. I mean, you don't need to change somebody if somebody's already beautiful like that.
Yeah,
It definitely
100%.
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't agree with making her look better as such, but I don't think that's an accurate portrayal of what she looked like at all.
Hell no. It looks nothing like her. It's like two different people.
It looks nothing like her. Yes, that's because they body scanned the model and had an original face made for the character. The developer has made this very clear numerous times. But you'd have to have contacts, which Karim isn't going to give anyone because he doesn't even know this himself.
It's perfectly fine to have an animation style, especially in a game, but when you're appropriating someone else's image and then changing it, it becomes an issue.
He's gay!
I totally agree. I think it's a big issue. I think beauty standards have been a big issue for a little while, and you'd hope to see some progress. Guess it's a little disappointing.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
I think migrants getting $1,000 a month off of New York taxpayer money is an issue. In a state that's woefully over budget, Stellar Blade is just a video game. It's not an issue.
And you tell me what you think when you look at this image, okay?
Okay.
Smash.
Smash.
Yeah.
She's so pretty, man.
Yeah, she's very pretty. Yeah.
Would they? Yeah.
She definitely is beautiful. How old do you think she is?
23?
20. Yeah, like 20.
Early
23?
20s,
yeah.
definitely, yeah.
How old do you think she is?
Oh.
I would say like 22, 23.
I want to say 22, 23, but I feel like she's 17.
That's to us, right?
No, she's 32.
32?
She's 32.
Oh, wow.
She looks good for 32.
Need her skincare routine,
Yeah,
actually.
for real.
How they can't tell that that's a 30-plus-year-old Asian woman amazes me. But when you eat like trash, your body ages prematurely. That's why you've never heard the phrase, elderly obese people. Odds are these two English women are from a family of overweight people that have all aged prematurely. So everyone who's 30 plus in their family probably looks like they're knocking on death's door.
Oh, me Uncle Charlie had to go back in, yeah? He's got so much cholesterol they had to cut off his leg because it's gone all gangrene.
I don't care if that pisses people off.
But I feel like she's 17.
There's no way you would do that to us, right?
These two women are a perfect example of the poor health standards in America. They have to believe that this model is 17 years old, so their subconscious can say to them,
Oh, she's young and her metabolism is working really high gear. That's why she's so thin like that. And I'm not, because I'm big boned. I'm not fat, I'm big boned.
I just don't get her at all. Like that nose is very different. Yeah, that nose is definitely not Asian. She's Asian. They took a white woman and supplemented some white woman DNA into this girl to make her a little more white.
And here we go, the race card. The oppressive beauty standard of white women that has been held over women of color. I've heard this speech so many times I could strangle myself into sweet oblivion.
She just looks bland to me.
She looks bland.
Yeah, she looks bland. She should really tack on an extra 100 pounds and then put on a clownishly green wig to really slay, girlfriend.
It doesn't. I want to say it's
fake. Like it doesn't look like a. I don't like the first photo is like that's a natural person. That's what people look like. Whereas this is like it's obviously edited. It's obviously not someone you would see walking down the street.
Of course you wouldn't walk down the street and see this woman. It's a video game, for God's sakes. But then, on the other hand, it's New York City. I've seen crazier shit walking down the street in New York City, actually. Hell, I've seen people roast guinea pigs on the side of the street, barbecuing them up. But this video game chick, it's too much. It's crazy. It's out there. Where did they come up with this stuff?
Yeah. You enlarge the eyes, you change her to make her look younger, and that's supposed to be the standard of beauty. It's kind of crazy.
Ah, the affluent New York woman. They can afford almost anything except common sense.
Yeah, I agree. Beauty standards are totally artificial, but it doesn't help anybody when you make them impossible.
That doesn't even make any sense!
Now, and her goofy white guy friend. It's like my mother used to always say, never trust a white man with a jerry curl.
Now let me show you what they did to her body.
I'm scared. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Then these are just ass shots. It's just completely it's her own.
Yeah. It's like only the game.
Yes.
But her booty does look good though.
Oh hell no. Yo, no, that's a lot. That's a over sexualized. A lot. Like this is all I see is ass.
I see this as an absolute win.
Now let me show you what they did to her body and tell me what you think.
Oh, it just like completely sexualized her. I don't like how we just take people and like make them unrealistic or like make it to a point where like because there might be someone who does have that kind of proportion and just use that person rather than changing.
It's just not the girl, the first girl. Like why?
Why not, you stupid bastard?
In a country where keeping up with the Kardashians has normalized lip filler and plastic surgeries to women for the better part of a decade, Little Bro is finding the most progressive New Yorkers for his echo chamber to agree with his stellar blade views.
So
That
they
is
just
outrageous.
sexualized her completely, basically.
That's so not on.
No.
That's not on.
It's her choice if she wants something like that, but the fact that they've just sort of taken it and ran with sexualization just isn't okay.
No. I mean, there's a lot of sexualization of Asian women specifically, and that's crazy.
In England, stuff like that wouldn't really happen.
It
like
wouldn't
the
fly.
sexual, In England, we wouldn't have it.
In England, we wouldn't have it. Yes, England, because it sucks now. England is a country where you can't even have an opinion without the police arresting you. Don't believe me? Look it up. In fact, go check out the Lotus Eaters and tell Sergon I sent you. I saw an autistic girl once call a female cop an ugly, dumpy lesbian. And you know what they did? They threw her in jail. Why? But if a migrant breaks into your house in England and beats you about the head and the face with a shillelagh, you need to be more tolerant. Yeah, go back to your hugbox country, ladies. We don't need you here in America. We got our own problems.
We don't need to sexualize someone that much through a video game. Like a video game should focus on the plot, the graphics, how good the storyline is, but it's just, we don't need a woman to be fake like that. It's not right.
It's not right. If you're working on the physics of the way her body moves rather than the physics of the actual game, which you can see in there does not look great, that's how you know that you've messed up.
It's almost comedic to think that this woman looks in the mirror every day and doesn't say to herself, gee, maybe I messed up.
She's fat. No. She's blind. Yeah!
Jesus. Seems like they're over-sexualizing her.
Yeah, definitely over-sexualizing her.
They are over-sexualizing her. My God. If you grab these progressives and talk to them about women working in the adult industry, they would start cheering for these women on with phrases like female empowerment, girl bossing, liberation, escaping the shackles of the patriarchy. While in the same breath, if you told them that there were men using AI to put clothes back on e-girls, it would be seen as problematic. What's my point?
The world is burning.
Let's memes debate.
It's a little too much, but then again, like, it's a game.
Holy hell.
Like, it's a game.
Fine. Someone who actually gets it. It's a video game, you freak.
So if you were to change something about this,
I don't want her to look like she was robbed from a cradle. I want her to look Asian.
Oh God, it's these two again. It's a good thing people like this lack the ambition or the willpower, the drive to do anything noteworthy, or do a few sit-ups in the day. The only thing they specialize in is eating and looking for victimhood points. And I'm sure if we watch this video any further, at some point, they'll say whitewashing.
There's already so much whitewashing in culture that they're just doing it more, and it's not fair.
Because whitewashing's a thing, but blackwashing, that doesn't exist. I mean, you've only seen every ginger character in all of human history turn into a black character, but you know, so one way street, you bigot. Okay, this part is actually amazing, and it's a clear sign of the cognitive dissonance in which they live in.
She has so much makeup on too. It's insane the amount of makeup.
What is that? What the is that?
She's roasting the game character and saying it's covered in makeup, when actually if you look at the character, it only has eyelashes, eyeliner, and eyeshadow with an obvious natural beauty because it's not real, duh. While her chubby friend sits less than a foot away from her, covered in more makeup than a drag queen in natural sunlight.
Those are her lashes. She has falsies on to the T. She's heavily makeup, but she has like the hair of a 13-year-old.
And I love how her friend just has like this deer in a headlight look in her face. It's truly a chef's kiss moment.
So what are we doing here? What's the plot?
What's the context? What are we doing in this game? Well, in the game, you play a character that theoretically burns more calories in a day than you two women will burn in your entire lives. So obviously, the game is problematic.